What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Ade here.
And you got your boy Ham, aka Chris Eubank Senior. Jar Rastafari.
Rastafari.
Done no.
Sorry, I'm speaking my mother's tongue. Let me translate that bit. What a fight, boy. What a fight. Did you guys watch it, though?
I didn't, man. I didn't.
What are you saying, Ham? Did you watch it?
I was at a party, innit? So I was at, if anyone's watching this that's Ghanaian, knows how the Ghanaian funerals are. So it was just mad, solemn, quiet. So it's just me. I was being the only rebel there. Like, I watched it on my phone. Me and my friends watching it on my phone, innit?
Okay.
But it wasn't the same because I was streaming it. It's like glitching in and out. So as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, it looked like a clumsy fight more than a great fight.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't until after I went to my phone, everyone's messaging that was a great fight. But from my perspective,
It looked like.
it
Where
was
you
a
were.
good- Yeah.
But you know,
I was looking forward to it for so long.
the
man.
whole like drama, the whole build up was like, I think, even without the fight, we were so entertained with the build up.
Yeah, that was sick.
And the commentary, like, I'm not sure because you weren't watching it. So when find out that Chris Eubank Senior was coming and he opened like the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he popped out. That commentary just sounded like wrestling,
Yeah,
like
it was mad.
WWE.
It was like, it's like Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. It was like, he's here, he's here. And the crowd were just going mad.
They
Like,
panned it to see Conor Bennett.
yeah, like the entertainment level that they gave us even before getting in the ring. Like,
That was some Vince McMahon type shit.
yeah, bro. It was basically that. And the fight just had to be good. It doesn't even have to be great. Have to give us like a good fight, and the whole like spectacle would have been I think everyone would have been happy with the whole spectacle. But what a fight.
They didn't disappoint though.
They didn't disappoint 100% because I was initially saying that all technique went out the window, like poor technically both of them was quite poor, but I just thought they fought that fight with emotion, innit? It was just pure emotion. So like everything that they've been taught or whatever training that they've gone through all went out the window.
But I thought that happened from my vantage point, from when I was watching it. The last 3 rounds looked like they were absolutely spent. And it looked like Chris Eubank couldn't hold himself up. So he was just going for it. He was just throwing the kitchen sink at it. And Conor Ben was meeting fire with fire. They looked like they were both physically spent. So let's just trade, innit? And it looked like at any point one of them could knock each other out. Yeah. Because of how like they didn't have their legs underneath them, innit? Yeah. And I think that added to the spectacle to serve up a mad fight.
Yeah, I agree. But I think they were both tired 2 to 3 rounds before that. But you just still get a bit of movement from them.
Yeah, that last
but
three.
The last 3, and I think that's probably what won Chris Eubank the fight. Because the last 3, it just got to the point that someone has to die here. Bro, they were punching each other.
They were trading hell for leather, boy.
Like, it was really good, man. Like, I don't think any of them lost. Like, there's no losers in that fight, and it was it was good to see like the fathers, like both of their corners.
Yeah,
as
definitely,
well, so.
definitely.
Yeah, man.
If anyone knows where I can get that Chris Eubank Senior jacket coat from, please let me know. That coat was fucking sick, bro.
Yeah, like the entrance.
That coat was sick.
You see the entrance for both, like that senior and junior's entrance. It was just, bro, you was getting goosebumps. This is before the fight was starting, bro. And it was so, like, I remember, watching boxing. I obviously started watching boxing with my dad. When he was young, he used to watch a lot, like, Lennox Lewis, Nazim, and all of that. And, like, I always talk about, bro, this last one I was talking about creating memories with my kids. Then me and my boy, like, Adam was watching it. He stayed up in it. Like, when he got and call his mom, he was watching it. So I look back and I'm thinking, right, this is what, this is how I started like watching boxing. This is why I fell in love with boxing in the first place.
Might whet his appetite as well.
Yeah, so we just creating memories. But what a fight, man.
No, sick fight.
It was a great spectacle. Anything just to take my mind off football, I'll be happy with, man. Look, before we go in too deep, people, please subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends and family. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Tox Ains, the perfume. Go on his website, www.toxains.co.uk. Use the promo code to get 10% off, all caps, Red Divided. We ran a fantasy football tournament this year. Forget about it.
It's done.
That was done.
I saw the other man got like 99 points.
I was showing Ade today.
No, but that's a player. A free hit, if you're a player, you should be getting 99 points this week. If you're a
Yeah,
proper player.
yeah.
If you're a proper
Yeah.
player.
But I'm just saying the fact that he did it.
Yeah,
you know, you
yeah,
can free hit sometimes and you get like less than everyone that just made one or two transfer.
This week
No,
was
Ham,
golden.
you see, his 3 defenders got more than my tally.
yeah, because he's free credits for the proper ones as well.
They got more than my total
He
tally.
picked the right everything.
Yeah, so that one is done. Try again next season. To even me, I'm gonna be fighting against him next season. I can't allow him to do this again. So yeah, he's watching the Napoli game with the back.
My
as
boy
well.
just scored again.
Oh, Mac T.
Matt T.
Oh wow, yeah.
He's on the hat trick.
Yeah,
He's on the hat trick.
So yeah, we'll run it again next season, but we are also running a draw for you to potentially
random draw.
A random draw for you to win a PlayStation or the equivalent added. You want to just give a bit more detail about that?
So we are doing a draw so you can win a PlayStation or the monetary equivalent of a PlayStation if you've already got a PlayStation or you don't want to have a PlayStation. So effectively we have a target, and the target was 2,500 subscribers following our page, and once we hit that target we'll just do a random draw for a lucky person to win. We've also said that if we don't reach the number, but we reach a number that we're satisfied with, we might also do the draw. So keep subscribing, send it to your friends, family, whoever you can, and yeah, be up with the potential to win.
Cool, perfect. So look, if you're one of those that are watching, I watch every week, just subscribe and share with your friends and family, and most importantly, also comment. Let us know what your thoughts based on whatever we talk about during the week. Let us know, ask us questions, and we'll answer the question on the next episode. Where should we start this week? There's only one place to start, really. Round of applause for Liverpool.
Well done.
Well done to Liverpool. Congratulations for winning the league. Pretty much summed out. I think that was done from Jan or Feb.
In fact,
Yeah, it was probably Jan or Feb.
they shouldn't even be celebrating because it's been so long.
It's a matter of time. I thought we spend a bit of time on Liverpool this week. I'll hand it over to one of you guys. How do you sum up their season and their title run? How would you sum it up, Ham? How impressive is it? What do you think is impressive? What stood out throughout the season?
Yeah, obviously, like I said, firstly, congratulations to them. You win the league, you deserve to win it, obviously. So I think this is like it's your bread and butter, innit? The Premier League and whatnot. So it really does show who is the best team in the land in that particular season, innit? What they've been able to do is what I found most impressive about them is that they have already lost 2 Premier League games, innit? Just 2, and one of them was very early on in the season against Forest at home.
Yeah.
And then, so that's what's impressed me the most, innit? And a lot of their games, I don't know what their draws has been either. I don't think
they've won significantly more games than anyone else.
Exactly. Yeah. So
significantly.
and what's secondly as well is in a season where we're saying that there's so many teams that can go for top 5. So there's more teams in this league now that can win football matches. Yeah. That can take points off you. They've been very impressive that they've just carried on just beating it. They've just been winning. Like they went away to Bournemouth, and that's a tricky one. You know what I'm saying? So there's a league now where we've got Villa, City, Chelsea, all these other teams fighting for top five. Yeah. And you've got other teams, Fulham having a good season. You know what I'm saying? You could play Palace, they're having a good season. You play Brighton, they're having a good season. So it's a league where you expect teams to maybe lose or drop points a bit more. Yeah. But it's been super impressive. They just managed to just stay and just keep winning, and avoid defeat. And I think Salah will get obviously all the awards and whatnot, but I think their team's been even kill. And I say that to say that I don't think I watch them and think he's extraordinarily outstanding to the rest of them. Yeah. I think all of them have had good seasons. I think all of them, to a man, have had good seasons. I don't think Dominic Szoboszlai has been amazing. I think he's had a good season. I don't think Alexis McAllister has been out of this world, but he's had a steady season. I think Ryan Gravenberch has stepped up to the plate, but I think if you watched him, we all knew there was a player in there. He's not going to go from Ajax to Bayern Munich to Liverpool if he's not a player. So I'm saying what's impressive, he's had to play a different position, but if you can play football, you can play football. I think we had a conversation not too long ago about Gakpo as well, who I think if there was an award for most improved, it will go to him. So I think to a man, they've all been good. When Keller has stepped in for Alisson as well. So I think if you're going to win a league, you want to have your players playing 7, 8s, and if you've got a couple that's 10 out of 10 every week, brilliant. But if you can have everyone playing at a level where it's 7, 8, and we don't drop our standards, apart from Andrew Robinson, but he's got a league title, and he leaves on a high of a league title. And I think for him and Liverpool fans, they won't even remember the season that he wasn't. He was there. They won a league with him. Brilliant.
But he was working against them.
He was, 100%. I think Virgil van Dijk, as a captain, he embodies everything about Liverpool Football Club and whatnot. And I think it's testament to him that, I mean, when they last won it, Henderson was still there, and obviously Henderson was still their captain. So I think they might have co-shared it, and James Milner would have been around as well. Yeah. But in this club, in this football club, he's the captain. And even when Henderson and that were there, we still looked at him and said, that's their captain. So so on a personal level, I'm super happy for him, because I think after that injury that Pickford gave him, everyone was thinking, will he come back to the best? And maybe he's still not at the very, very best that we saw of him. But if he's not that, then he's very close to that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's well deserved for him as well that he leads these lot out. And lastly, obviously, to their talisman, Mohamed Salah. Me and Ade were just saying off air that he went a bit quiet in the last 5-6 games where he hadn't scored, but his goals and assists has pretty much won them.
So far ahead that people still haven't
because
caught
anyone that's
even
challenging them, you would say us and City that were our main players, their numbers are nowhere near. So obviously we had Saka injured for a long time, so he'll wrap up all the awards, and deservedly so as well. And once again, Arne Slot, brilliant. First season, come in, take over from Jurgen Klopp. I'm thinking, the reason why I say I don't think they win the league is because logically, Klopp's just left. And my man's never managed here. So I never even thought of Liverpool as, they might be in and around it, but winning it. With a new manager, and they didn't give him nothing in the summer, probably not. So I got to eat that, and kudos to him, innit? So yeah, brilliant to them, man. Shout out to Drew. I'm super happy for you, mate. But lay off the beers, all right? The voice notes you're sending are getting disturbing.
And what's more impressive for you? I know all three of us spoken about, obviously, like as Hamza, just get it out there, because a lot of times when you speak about certain negative, people start to think that we're discrediting Liverpool, but we're not. I know you and Ham obviously voiced the fact that you don't think they've been as good as other winners in the past.
Yeah, I stand by that.
Yeah.
Do you still share that same thought, and why do you think that is?
I think my main focus on that, especially when I say it was start of the season, I thought they were winning games, but they didn't look too much better than the teams that they were beating. So I was just like, it felt like they were just, you know how they say that's the marking of champions, winning games even when
over the line.
Well. And at the start of the season, I just did not feel like they were blowing teams out of the water. Obviously, there were games that they ended up because they got better as the season went on. But the start of the season, I was just like, I don't even know how they've got the points that they've gotten. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's a long season. You get the points. That's all that matters, right?
And in terms of like, what's been more impressive for you? I know Ham just shared what is it same as Ham, or is there anything else you think that Ham hasn't mentioned that?
Yeah, I just think it's the consistency to win, right? And especially when I would say, from my point of view, I didn't think they were amazing in all their games, but they still won them. And you look at it, and I think Liverpool have won 25 games.
Well, that's what it is, 25.
25 games. And I think the team that's won the most after them is probably Newcastle or Arsenal on 18 or 19.
We haven't touched 20.
That's 6 games difference. That's not a small thing. That is really not a small thing. So I can respect it. Like, even if I say, I don't think you're amazing, I can still respect the fact that you've gone and you've won X number of games. Yeah. And we're saying they've won 25 games with 4 games left. So, done well.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, second half of the season, like they haven't looked that great, but I do think the first half of the season it did look good for me, but from my perspective, because there was always like on the front foot throughout those games. Like, I know a lot of the teams that they play was always on the back foot. The only team that really beat them around that time was Nottingham Forest, and they should have won that game as well, that Nottingham Forest game. So, but the second half of the season, they struggled. And I think this is probably where I felt Alisson and Konate came into play for them. And I think a lot of their players, they all stepped forward at the right time. You're talking about Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gakpo. When they needed to step forward, I thought they did. And I thought Alisson, and they carried the load after Christmas, because that right hand side, Trent kept on getting injured, Bradley kept on getting injured. So I think it was overcompensating on that side, Konate a lot of the time. And I think he came back as soon as he came back from injury, they threw him straight back into it, and they were conceding a lot of chances. So Alisson was saving a lot more than he should. And then when he got injured, as you said, Keller stepped in. So second half of the season wasn't great, but I think when you look at the numbers, like obviously that's why they say stats can be deceiving at times, because when you look at the numbers are crazy. Like you look at the points they've got now, 82. I think at the beginning of the season we were saying that we're not going to see the same point tally as last year, or as we've seen in the last 2-3 years. More than likely they are going to get. They probably might hit 90. And that's what we didn't think that was going to happen. They're 15 points clear of Arsenal at the moment. It might be more, it might be less. Who knows? We'll see, innit? But you look at the numbers, and
ultimately it's a 38-game season. I think nowadays, especially with social media, everything's focused over 2-3 games. But it's the course of the season, because you have teams like say, oh, they're doing amazing, but what happens when they finish 13th? It's like, actually, you get me? It's everything shows short-sighted, and what they've done over the season is absolutely amazing. It's like Saga, we said he's quiet, but he got so far ahead that it was just crazy. And still nobody's caught him in that time. So scumbags.
Just moving forward, how do you think they build on this? I know obviously we're still early. We got to see what's happening in the summer, what you think they can do in the summer. How do they build on this? Because in short, I'm going to talk about obviously they're now the most decorated team in the league. We'll talk about that short in a sec. But how do they now build on this? Do you think they can create some sort of dominance now, or do you think the other two that obviously we expected to win the league this season come into play next season?
Yeah, I don't think they dominate. I don't think going forward. I think what City done is the standalone. I don't think no one's gonna go win the Premier League 4 years, because I think dominance is like if you win it 3 and 4. If you win it back to back, that's cool, but I don't say that's dominance. 3, you win 3 on a row, you go and win 4, which has never been done before. You guys done 3 in a row twice. Right? So I don't think so. But what they can do to put themselves back in it next season and say, we can win it. Whereas make me think, because at this start of the season we didn't think they could. But to make me think they can, because I think we'll come again. I don't think we'll have the bad luck that we had this season. I think City will come again. Rodri will be back. They'll improve. I think for them,
other teams as well.
Yeah, there'll be other teams. But I think if they get a number 9, which is what everyone's looking for, but if we get one and they get a 9, I think Gakpo's fine out on the left. I think him and Luis Diaz can share. But I know there's murmurings about maybe they might even sell Diaz as well and get an upgrade on the left hand side. But if they upgrade the left hand side of the centre forward,
who are they upgrading to though?
I don't. There's strikers out there now, isn't it? Got more and more strikers out there, and what does their option out that they can upgrade their striker because it's Darwin Núñez or Jota.
Oh so no, I thought I went on from the Diaz.
Oh no, I'm just talking about because I think that's secondary. I think what they should do is focus 100%.
Isak as well.
Yeah, I think they should definitely focus on a number 9. If they get a number 9 through the middle, and then they got obviously their right back, whatever they do there, because that's a massive, massive, massive loss they take. I don't care. I never say a bad word about Trent because I don't give a fuck if he can't defend. That's none of my business. I know Trent when he steps on. Trent ain't even thinking about defending either. How can that affect the other team? And maybe he didn't get as much as assist as he normally gets in the normal season, but you still got to take away, I think, double-digit goals that he's going to score and assist. They got to go replace that. And whether that's a right back, maybe not. But then they got to get someone else, whether it's their middle players. And their middle players don't really do numbers like that. So I don't know where they go from there. But I definitely think get a number 9. And maybe if they can get another creative player, then they'll become a force.
No, I agree, because I heard Jamie said that, and Jamie Carragher said that, and I agree with it. I don't think Trent is an anomaly, right? You're not going to get a playmaking right back like that. We probably might get a game, but I don't think we'll see something like that again. I'll be honest. We'll see anyway. But you're not going to get like right back as a playmaker, because a lot of things go through Trent. So you don't necessarily have to try and mirror what you had before. What you got to do now is try and find it elsewhere on other sides of the pitch. Whether it's in the middle, more than likely, you rather your playmaker to be in the middle of the park. And I just said, we haven't really seen much from the middle of the park. They do contribute when you need them.
But they're not in volume though.
Yeah, they're not. they don't have like a prominent presence that you expect from like a strong midfielder. Like when Odegaard is on song, he's a bit in and out this season.
Or Bruno's numbers.
Yeah, or
it's just volume anyway.
Volume, do you get what I mean? So
you
like KDB, that don't really have that. They rely heavily on Salah, but obviously that's all through the playmaking of Trent, whether he's coming from the right or he drops in the middle. So that's what I feel like I think that's more important than anything, because you can get a striker, but if he's not getting the ball, how's he going to score the goal? So it's just, and the left back, obviously they need to replace that as well. So those are the position I think that is need replacing. Whether they keep Conor Bradley's up to them, what they want to do with the right back position, just replace the playmaking role, find it another area of the pitch, whether it's left wing, wherever you want to find it, find it there, and then get a striker, because you do need an upgrade.
Definitely.
Salah, Salah's great. He's gonna probably will get numbers next season, but you can't keep over relying on him. They've done well this season for the other players that have chipped in when they can. But I still think hopefully the striker that they get takes a lot of burden off Salah. And they wouldn't need to keep using Salah as much as they do every season. But yeah, I think they can build on it. I agree with you. I don't think they can dominate the league, especially with the team that you Arsenal have and the team that City have. I don't think they can dominate, and with the rest as well. We see how tough the league is. Apart from them, everyone else struggled pretty much this season. Everyone else struggled for many reasons. Everyone's got their own mitigating circumstances to why they've struggled. But yeah, everyone struggled. So it'll be interesting to see how they build on this, because they didn't spend at all this summer. So there will be a lot of money.
Yeah, they're going to have a big summer, definitely.
So they're going to have a big. They need to have a big summer. So it was. Yeah, I'm quite keen on to see where they improve. Is there anything else added out in terms of what they need to build on that?
I think that's about it, right? But they can't just rest on their laurels. They need to keep moving forward, because everyone else is going to move forward. So, and I don't think they're going to dominate. We have too many good teams in this league to just sit back, and you've got people becoming forces every single season. You've got Newcastle climbing up there to join the party. You got Villa that have got a good manager, good players.
Chelsea will go big again in the summer.
So you just can't rest. You need to crack on. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and the last point is just interesting to see. I always love, I think super important as a coach, because coaches are involved in decision making, innit? So for me, your talent ID is super, super important for me. I love to see. So what type of players do you like? Like what type of players do you see? So obviously I'm a massive fan of Eddie Howe, innit? And Eddie Howe saying, oh yeah, like that centre mid, I need him. I need Tonali to come in. And I think, okay, Tonali's a good player. Watch him in Italy, decent player. But then you watch him and he goes, actually, I'm not going to play you as an 8. I'm going to play you as a 6. And then you see Newcastle's season just transforms from there, innit? So I say that to say, I'm looking forward to seeing the players that Arne Slot identifies. Obviously, Liverpool's committee and FSG, they're big on, we'll bring the players for you. You can have a say, but we'll bring them for you. But it will be interesting to see who Arne Slot signs off us and say, so we're thinking they need a left back. I'm basic. I watch the Premier League. I'm saying, okay, cool, Kirkes. But he might say, I don't want Kirkes. I want a left back from Paraguay who's lit. So I just want to see, I'm excited to see who they bring in for him. Because like Tom said, they didn't bring no one. They just brought in Chiesa. Yeah. That's it. So it's interesting to see who he identifies and says, oh, will he go down the Ten Hag route and take all the players from Eredivisie and bring them in?
Yeah. And it'd be interesting to see, like, next season, to see what his temperament is like, because I don't think he's really been tested this season. During look, the done well. I don't want to take any credit away from him or the whole team. If the league was to be closed, how would he manage?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Those latter games throughout the season. That's another thing I was quite keen to find out and just see what his personality is like during those tough periods. So it's an unforgiving league, really. So he might be the hero one season. You've seen it with many managers, isn't it? Next season, they potentially within the first 3-4 months there might be pressure, and it'll be nice to see how he deals with it if he was to get to that stage. But yeah, we'll see anyway. Look, the last bit in regards to Liverpool is nothing has changed them in terms of them being the most decorated team. They've always won the most leagues. I mean trophies anyway. And English football, I believe they've got 47. We have 45. They obviously have more Champions League.
They got more
European. They've now, with today's one, it'll be 48. So with today, they've now matched the most Premier League, league titles.
Yeah.
I think we have more FA Cup. I think they have a bit.
Yeah, you got more FA Cups than that.
And I'm not sure about the League Cup. I don't know what the split is in terms of the League Cup. Yeah, they're the most successful team
It's just
in the
facts.
Premier League, and that's just facts.
It's facts.
Facts. There's no denying that they've been the most successful team before today. Anyway,
It's not
but
new
obviously
thing.
they're just. I think the only difference is that they've now.
It's just they equal the English league titles.
Yeah,
isn't it?
English equal. Does that make them the biggest team in the?
No, it
I
doesn't.
don't think so.
Every word has a different definition.
Do you get what I mean?
Every
yeah.
word has a
So
different
it has the biggest
definition.
definition. I don't think it makes them the biggest team in the English league. But yeah, they are definitely the most successful
Yeah, the
team
most successful team in England.
in England. Full stop. And there's no arguing. You can't even argue because those are facts.
Yeah,
Those are facts. It's
those
just
are
facts.
facts.
But yes, no, yes, yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm not here trying to rain on the parade at all. Like, we're just, obviously because it's come up in it.
Yeah.
Like, they've only just won the league, and that's the next talk. Like, are they going to dominate? What they're going to do now? They're going to build on it from now. Those are the questions now. Are they now because in the 80s, going into the 90s, they were the
Even the 70s and 80s.
yeah, 70s, 80s.
golden,
They were the biggest team in the English league, but obviously that changed throughout Sir Alex's tenure. But for me personally, I still don't think it makes them the biggest club in English league. I still think it's United.
I'm confused. Are people saying this one trophy now makes them the biggest club? This one trophy flips to becoming the biggest, and it's that particular word.
Yeah.
Biggest. It's sometimes I wish.
I think it's to be fair, maybe from the outside looking in, it's tomatoes, isn't it? You're both big football clubs. Liverpool's a big football club.
Of course.
In the country, outside the country. Manchester United is widely renowned as the biggest football club. So you guys can be the biggest, and everyone else is big. Pause, because I don't even like you said using it too, but using it too much, using that word too much. But yeah, so I don't get it. So yes, they are the most successful, and they deserve it. If they won the league.
100%.
Their European titles is out of here. They've done well. Now, me and Ade were saying Premier League, and Ade, obviously, is a sensible man, said, I'm not even looking, because United fans could say, well, we've won 13 Premier Leagues, and they've won 2. So it's not even, it's night and day. But if we're just counting, the football started before 1992. When the Premier League
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's one thing I hate about like people just bringing up random stats as if football only
filter.
just
They'll
like
filter
someone
the dates.
like so you can be talking about football with someone and someone will all of a sudden say, oh, but we won more time in the last 5 years. Bro, football didn't start 5 years ago, bro.
We
It all
won
depends
more
on your
titles
argument,
between
though. It all
August
depends on what type of
29.
argument you're trying to have.
Yeah,
It all depends on what type of
it
argument
depends.
you're
Like,
trying to have.
okay,
Like,
well,
bro,
you're
the window you just said is 8 months.
That's
There was only
what I'm
one season in that 8
If
months.
you're going on a period of time, 3 years, 5 years, that's okay, because you can. That's a good. What's the word I'm looking for? That's a good proportion you can take from it.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But if you're saying like the last 4 months will be more successful than you, come on, I'll slap you. Bro.
Throw a shoe in your head.
Like, look, it's evident that we've been in a bad state post Fergie. Like, it's evident. You can see that they went through how many years of like their struggles.
They were nearly meant for years, bro.
Yeah. So, but to be
For
fair to them,
years.
they were still picking up trophies. Same thing we're doing throughout those periods. But just they weren't big.
Yeah, they picked up. Yeah, they FA Cups
they even got
here and
they even got the Champions League throughout that period. They just didn't
Yeah.
get the Premier League.
They never did,
And so and I think that's probably like just to sum it up. Yes, they're the most successful club. Let us, you know what? Forget what we think.
At the end of the day, still opinions, right? I just use definitions and logic to approach it.
Yeah, forget what we think.
Everyone has.
I
their
would like
views.
to hear what like the public thinks.
The
Like,
Liverpool fans
football
would just say,
yeah.
we've won more, so we're bigger than you. Like, what are you talking about?
I would, to be fair, I want to hear from Liverpool fans.
Like, we've won more, we're bigger
Those,
than you. What
like,
are you
if
talking
Depends on
Liverpool,
what the definition of bigger is.
but I would love to hear from Liverpool fans to just hear whether if they
yeah.
genuinely think they are now the biggest club.
Like, so that's what I wouldn't even argue.
Yeah, you can't, but those are facts, though, innit?
And
Yeah.
if you say it's today that made you bigger, so what about yesterday? It's like you don't just grow in size.
Major pause.
Because of one trophy.
Lastly, look, congrats again, Liverpool.
Scumbags.
Enjoy your summer.
Yeah.
Drew, take it easy on the.
Mate, he ain't gonna take it easy, bro.
I'm sure they'll be celebrating everywhere across the country, man.
And he's even sweeter that it was Tottenham that they beat as well. I didn't watch the game. I was watching the other game. I'm sure we'll get into it. I was watching the FA Cup. So I just saw the scores coming through 1, 2. And me, I was just adding up. So what does this mean for my assistant manager? Shit that I've used. How many points is on? It's not gonna get me. Right. And then when they said that, they scored an own goal, innit? And they looked at it whether it was offside. I said, no, I need that. I need another goal. I did. So he's even better sweet that day. But I think correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the next 4 teams that they play all got to give them a guard of honor now? Or is it just the next team?
I think it's just the next one.
I thought it was just the next team.
I thought it was just the next one.
All because I'm seeing stuff saying all now. But
but I thought it was just the next one. I can't recall it.
Yeah, I just thought
we haven't had that in so long. I don't know what happens.
But we'll see.
We'll see, innit? But
hopefully we don't have it. If we have to, then I don't mind it for the boys to see. I mean, we've done it before. We didn't win the league after.
You guys know how to.
No, you know when you guys done it when Van Persie left us and then came and for him.
Yeah.
We didn't win the league after that. So the point I'm making is that hopefully, like, if we give it to them, you know, it's this type of burning to that we want to be in this position next year. So I'm not really fussed if we give it to them or not. I'm sure social media will run the memes and find it funny and so forth.
Bro,
they won the league. They won.
There's a meme for everything.
We gotta give them a guard of honor. We gotta give them a guard of honor.
Yeah. There's a meme for everything, man. So, and one thing about people, when fans get at each other, life really comes at you real fast.
Fast, bro.
Just remember that. Okay, look, that sums up Liverpool. Let's just quickly go into the FA Cup before we go into like United and Arsenal.
Good weekend.
Good weekend at FA Cup.
Good.
Palace Villa yesterday. 3-0 Palace through to the final. I'm super happy for Palace. Super happy for like their players, Eze, Sarr, Pateta, Adam Walton. I'm a big fan of them. And the manager, and I think I was having a discussion yesterday. The managers, he obviously won. Was it the Conference League or was it Europa League that he won?
I think Europa League.
League.
It was against Rangers, wasn't it?
Yeah, want to beat West Ham in the semis and then.
It was Rangers in the final.
Oh, that would have been
Frankfurt.
Yeah. Frankfurt. So he's obviously won the title. So he's got experience in finals anyway. So I'm happy for them, man. But Villa, what do you think? What do you think this means for Villa? Like they just gotta go for the top 4. Does it mean much for them?
That's it. They gotta go top 5. But I seen this Unai Emery special before. I was on the end of it when he managed us. He was going for stuff, but before you know it, it's just all crumbles and goes to shits. So you look at Villa, Champions League, FA Cup semi-final potentially, go to the final, top 5 and whatnot. And that's all they've got to play for now. And considering all the investment there, because remember, Villa had a lot of investment in their team in the summer. And then even in January, they went again. And we saw them in January and think, oh my God, they added like firepower that.
Yeah, but we knew they weren't winning the league.
No, I'm saying in terms of like, no, not winning the league.
Yeah,
no, I'm saying, but could it take them over to get them something? And it looks like they're probably going to end up empty-handed. And I thought yesterday, tactically out-coached by Glasner because it should have been 7-0.
Yeah.
Should have been 7-0. I don't think Villa laid a glove on Palace at all. And that's all down to everything that how Glasner had them set up. Because they was creating chances after chance and they could have easily been out of sight in the first half. It should have been 3-0 up in the half time.
If Villa does finish Europa League position, would that be considered as a bad season for them?
I don't see it as a bad season.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Why?
I think so.
The competition in Premier League is so high. Why would you?
Because then you're saying who finishes above them, though?
So who would have started the season expecting to be in Champions League? Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, potentially United.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 7-8 teams. Newcastle.
Yeah, but it's still disappointing because if I put all those teams, if I put their best 11 and they put their teams out, I think Villa got a better team than Man United. I think Villa got a better team than Tottenham. I think it easily go top 5. I think Villa got a better team than Chelsea.
I think they play better.
I think they're 11. Yeah, no, I'm saying I
think they play better football, and that comes from the manager.
I think they got a better manager. I think they got better players. So I would expect, 100%. And especially Villa made Champions League last season. And the season they had in the Champions League season, then I think them to go back. I think the Villa fans will be disappointed if they have to go to Europa League this season.
They can be disappointed, but that's life. They got relegated. They probably didn't expect to get relegated. Life happens.
If you look at the league, I don't think there's 5 other teams that are better than them in this Premier League now. I don't think
it's possible.
I don't think so.
I don't think they're heads and shoulders above people. They're in a mix that it can be mixed in any order.
I probably agree.
I don't think they're head and shoulders.
I don't
above
think
people, man.
like I can understand.
But you don't need to be head and shoulders though. Remember, top 5 they could finish on 67 points.
That's it. That means it can happen any order.
That's
in
what
order.
I think that what we're trying
No,
to
but
say.
in this season, the players that they've got and the players they've added and the managers they've got, I expect them to win this.
They didn't add world beaters.
in the
They
top
didn't
5.
add world beaters.
What I
They
was
didn't
trying to
add
say
world
is,
beaters.
But they still added players that made them better than other teams.
Just players. They're just players. They didn't add world beaters. Marlon can't get a game for shit in anywhere. They added him. They added players, bro.
And Marco
Added
Asensio,
players.
Champions
But-
League winner.
Champions League
Marcus
player,
Rashford,
but he
good
still
player.
couldn't play where he was playing.
Marcus Rashford, good player. They've all had
They
impact
just
on their
added
team.
players. They had impact, but
Yeah,
they
but I'm
still
saying,
just
so you're
added
adding players to
players.
go for something like that. You're adding players to do what? To make sure that you go back into the Champions League next season. So it will be. So
To
you
try
ask me,
and
would
go
it be a
back.
disappointment? No,
To
it's
go
not
and try back. It's not
try.
math. It's not.
It's not a try, but they didn't
So
try.
you guys added players to win the league. Where are you now?
We didn't win the league. So I don't think the
Same
Villa board are
thing,
adding
man.
players when the summer they had. Then they went again in January to say if we make Europa League, yeah, it's all right. I was unlucky. No, it's not unlucky.
No, but I'm not saying
It's not unlucky.
I'm just saying it's not a definitive.
No, we all know that. We say that all the time.
Exactly.
It's
So
not
that's
all
what,
right.
that's literally what I said from the
I
beginning.
think the key question
That's
is,
literally what I said
I
from
think
the beginning.
the key question is, would it be considered as a bad season for them?
Yeah, I think so. As if you're a Villa fan and a Villa board, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I don't think so.
Yeah,
because
100%.
We're just running the line. We're slightly. It's the same thing we talked about West Ham in the previous years. If Villa's been in this position for like the last 4 or 5 seasons and they've consistently been competing for like top 4, and they've been in the bro, Villa ain't been in the Champions for so long. It's like
season.
it's
But they
like
were there
us-
but they made it
It's
last
like
season.
Liverpool, for example, now, bro. Like they're gonna add Man City, all those people. You might win the league one season. You're gonna add players, but if you don't win the like season, the following one doesn't. You're gonna the whole point of you adding players is to try and win the league again, right? But you're not just going to win. It is a tough like league right now. So they are going to adding players with the intention of try and get us Champions League again. But I don't think they should see it. For me personally, it's up to them how they want to see it. Each fan base is different how they want to see it. For me personally, I wouldn't see it as a bad season because you're still in Europa League. You're still going to get European football. You know, Emre's been in Europa League before. He's won that Europa League, so it's still a competition you can potentially go and win. The Champions League is a top league, really. So it's first time in how long that you're playing twice a week as well. We talked about this with Newcastle as well. It's the first time they was playing. They struggled to make it again. So and I think if you put that into perspective, I don't think they should look at it as like a bad season. If you know what I'm saying, it's just look at it as like let's try and go again. Like don't lose this position, like still be among what you don't want to do is drop
Celtic,
back. Yeah,
you're disappointed because you're just playing against yourself.
yeah. Don't kind of like yourself. What you wouldn't want to do is because you've lost out to City 3 times. How many times? And you lost out to Liverpool. The important thing is still be among the mix. Like you're not going to say, oh, like when you first time you lost the season, you threw money out the following season with what's his name, the midfielder Rice. You didn't win it, but you're still in the mix. So we go again next season. That's as long as they're in the mix. It's a tough league. So it's not like someone's eventually going to miss out. Someone's going to miss
There
out.
just aren't enough spaces.
Like there's not enough spaces there. So
And if someone's missing out, then for me, if I'm Villa, let it be Nottingham Forest that miss out. Don't let Nottingham Forest finish above us. Not the season that we intend to have.
That might
That's
still.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what you asked me. I think it's a bad season for Villa.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad season for Villa. If Forest and Chelsea finish above them,
I wouldn't say
I think
Chelsea.
that's a bad season.
I don't think Chelsea. Chelsea's got strong.
Yeah, but what other teams are going to finish up? So you're saying it's good. If they finish 6,
Yeah.
that means 3 other teams have to finish above them.
Because
We're
you also
taking
need
us
to.
and Liverpool
What you
out.
also got to take into perspective, yeah. Chelsea didn't really play that team in the European football for the first half of the season. The team that was playing, Newcastle was only playing once a week.
Yeah, I
so
know,
you got
yeah.
to take that into perspective. Like no one expected Forest. I hear what you're saying about Forest. So Forest, I can understand. No one expect Forest to be where they are right now. We didn't see it. None of us saw it coming. They didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't. I'm saying no. They really wouldn't saw it coming. No one saw that coming. So I understand what you're saying.
There's
With
nothing they
Forest.
can do about Forest playing well. Because technically we're saying that since Leicester won the league, that season, Spurs and Arsenal should just delete themselves. They should just give themselves.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
It just
Like
is
you just
what
can't
is,
see
bro.
it. But I get like both sides of the argument. But obviously, ultimately, if I was their fan base, I wouldn't go down the line of like West Ham fan base where Moyes just want you to think. And then,
all the time.
and the thing about West
Go back to your
thing about West Ham is they was in the mix every season with the Moyes. Top 5 that was getting into European football. Like now, look where they are. Be careful what you wish for. See what I'm saying? You've only just entered this league. You've only just entered the mix. Like, look at us that be in the mix. We're 17th, bro.
I hear that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Look at Spurs. We're in the mix. Look where they are. Look what
Spurs finished 5th last season.
Yeah, bro.
They're gonna finish 16th.
Look at Brighton.
16th.
Brighton was in the mix. Brighton is not. Do you know what I'm saying? It can easily happen because it's a tough league. So the fact they're still in the mix and they haven't fallen back, like, of course they're gonna invest. What's the point of you making Champions League if you're not gonna invest?
Yeah.
They'll be stupid not to.
And I'm not even downplaying Villa. I'm just saying there's just too many good teams in this league. Like, you guys have that benefit of you're always going to be in the top 2, top 3 because of the standard. But Villa aren't at that stage now. So now you're now competing for 1 or 2 positions with 5 other teams. It's a hard league. It's a hard league.
But then your 2 things can be right. I think anyone who finishes outside of Forest can still be upset. I think anyone that finishes 6th and 7th, has every right to be disappointed.
But in
I
all honesty,
just think Forest won't say they had a bad season if they finish, but they still made Europe. I think if Chelsea finishes, they'll say they had a bad season. I think if Newcastle finished there, they'll say they had a bad season.
it's whatever perspective you're
That's what
coming
I'm
at it
saying,
for, 100%. Because I'm disappointed. I thought we had a chance.
You're not disappointed. You're just happy. You're happy you didn't get relegated. You're not disappointed.
we were this close.
You're not
shit, man.
But yeah, no, I do get both ends of the argument, but I just think they should just be happy they're in the mix, and they'll have to go again next season. They've still got great players. They just need to do well in the summer. Whoever they're gonna get rid of, get rid of them. Keep the manager. Still got a top manager.
No, they'll keep with that.
And then and just add to it and add in the right areas, and they'll go again next season. As long as you're still in the mix, but they gotta be happy with that.
But Palace showed them Pepe yesterday.
Palace definitely did.
Palace showed them. I'm telling you, I think it should have been 7-0,
Bro, when I saw that Eze strike, because I was coming back from football yesterday evening, so I was just listening to it on radio. When I was watching the highlights and I saw, when you just stand up, like I sat down.
I was screaming bang it before it got to him. I was just screaming bang it. You know the ability that the boys got, and you don't need another touch and just hit it first.
I literally just turned my face. I was like,
Yeah. They were to a man, and obviously I know they give Ez man of the match, but Adam Morton was man of the match, head and shoulders. I've never seen Tielemans have such a bad game.
Bro, that boy.
I haven't seen Tielemans have such a bad game.
That boy,
Tielemans,
Adam.
I respect Tielemans
Tielemans
so
had a good
much.
season.
I
never seen him as bad. Adam Morton was head and shoulders the best player on the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, that boy is good, man.
And obviously Ismaila started both his goals really well.
And
But we've always thought
work for the
Ismaila
sisters.
Sarr
We've
is a good player.
we've been talking about
When he
Ismail
was
Sarr on our
at Watford,
podcast for a long time.
Up.
Yeah, we were saying this for a
He's a
long
good player.
time.
He's a good player.
And it was his work that led to the first goal in the first place as well. So
good luck to them in the final.
All right, cool. City, obviously, final. Commiseration to Forest. You tried.
That was a good game, man. It was a good game.
I don't understand why it didn't start. I was talking to Ade. I was in the car with Ade. Why it didn't start Alanga though? I didn't really.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I didn't get that.
He'll kick himself tonight unless he comes out and says we found out that Lenga had a knock or something. If that was for tactical reasons, then it was the wrong tactics. And that's not even hindsight.
Yeah.
You know, Man City gonna play. It's a big pitch. They're gonna play high.
Yeah.
And what's your best?
What's your best action?
What's your best? Yeah.
Elanga and Hudson, and then he made Hudson play inside, just off wood, and it just
I didn't get that.
and you knew it didn't make sense when the manager makes a half-time substitution straight away. That's how you know he knows he's fucked up.
Yeah, he messed it up. But look, being City, despite the season they've had, they're obviously in third position. I think they should expect to make Champions League now because they've got the easier running.
Yeah, they'll make it.
All the other squad. And I looked at the table the other day. I didn't even really know. I thought they're only 5-6 points behind Arsenal.
They're 6 points.
Yeah, despite all of that. And if they pick up the FA Cup, we'll see. I hope Palace does. I don't want them to. It will be nice to see Palace win it. I'll definitely be cheering on Palace.
100%.
But look, would that be considered a good season for Pep?
For Pep, no, but for Man City as a football club, they pick up another trophy.
Okay.
Your football club doesn't have that many trophies, like in the grand scheme of things.
You're still far behind.
Still far behind. So
we're not going to have you in the conversation of most successful.
100%. So every year, if they're adding trophies, and they've added trophies rapidly, but another FA Cup, they can't snub their nose at, we did not win the league or the Champions League, but we put up an FA Cup. And I think that's testament to how good your team has been under Pep in the last 8-9 years, that even in a bad season, we picked up an FA Cup.
So I'll be honest with you, Man City are getting there. So obviously Liverpool 47 but now 48. 2020 Premier League English League titles, 18 domestic FA Cup or whatever.
Yeah, League Cup,
and 10 European football in total, whether Champions League, whatever it is. United second, 20 Premier League, 19 domestic, 6 European football. Arsenal third. So United's 45, Liverpool 48. Then obviously it's 15 to the next one, which is Arsenal, 30. 13 league and 16
domestic.
Obviously, we know about the other side of things.
Yeah, European Cup Winners' Cup is a European title, by the way. It's just they just deleted it. It's European title, okay?
No, but
it's just been discontinued.
No. Sorry, tell her like they did have one there.
European Cup Winners' Cup.
I'm sorry. They had one.
Even Spurs have one.
So they had one.
Spurs have Intertoto or something.
They do.
And what I'm saying, CE are getting close. Is they're fourth. I'm surprised it's 28 titles.
Oh shit.
Then I have 10 league titles. 15. So one thing I like about CE, they've been piling up the trophy. They don't mess around in any tournament every season. 10 domestic in 15 domestic in total and 3 European.
And those domestic titles are coming recently, bro.
So they are trying to climb up. Look, we don't know how long Pep's gonna stay for, but I don't think he gets to us or.
He's not.
He's not going to.
But
we'll City meet it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
but
he won't meet.
He won't be around
100%.
But then, he can finish third by the time he leaves. So there's only 2 behind.
He can be 1 behind us at the end of this season.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's 1 behind. So yeah. Well, you guys are still in a thingy, but. My God.
Yeah. Champions League. That's 5 Champions League is 5 FA Cups. And 3 Premier League titles. Champions League is 1. You gotta win 3.
Bro, I'll be sacrificing rams, alligators for you not to win that.
I'm sacrificing humans. You're sacrificing animals. We are sacrificing humans to win the Champions League.
I'm happy that was caught on camera.
I'm sacrificing humans.
I'm happy that was caught on camera.
We're not sacrificing anybody, please. So.
Well, I'm not.
But yeah, look, it's interesting anyway. Chelsea comes next, and then we're talking about Villa. Villa's comes at 20, so I won't talk about anyone else. But yeah, that's the list for now. But Spurs after Villa, Spurs are next, 17. But they've had 17 since 1902.
The last time I added to it was 2008. Come on, man.
So but yeah, so that's it really. But yeah, I just said, look, they just want to add to it. For Pep, you don't think it's a good season, but for C, it will be. Same thing. You share the same thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think you look at different perspectives, and I think my perspective is in agreement with what Ham just said.
Cool. Now the final will be great. I'll definitely be a Palace.
It'll be a good final though.
Yeah. I'll be cheering them on.
Palace gave him a game at their ground the other day. I mean, I know they lost 5-2, but they gave him a game.
It was a good game. No, it was a good game.
Yeah.
And they won't make the mistake of taking Mateta off.
I don't think they had all the defenders as well in that game. I think
Lerma might have played centre back that day.
Yeah, I think Gay was suspended. Someone else was injured. That I forgot the other guy.
I
think he was injured. So I can't remember where he was. So they just used like main.
I know Justin Lerma played centre.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Let's just go. Let's just go into both of our teams. We discussed. I'm not really going to go into like the Premier League games. Start with United. We've discussed the European football Europa League game last week in a lot more detail. But today, obviously, we played Bournemouth 1-1. There's nothing really for us to play in this season, bro. There's nothing left.
I was just surprised.
I just heard all the United fans saying you guys were shit again.
I just got surprised.
I didn't watch the game. I just saw the.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I was helping.
What was your expectation?
That Bournemouth won the game. Yeah, Bournemouth won the game.
And for us to be good.
Maybe not be shit.
Well, shit.
Maybe not be shit.
I didn't get to watch the game because I was helping Ade out today. But the only point on United, we'll talk about the Europa League in a second. Obviously, this week there has been massive speculation in regards to Cunha. According to the reports, it is quite close. What's your thoughts on Cunha having as an addition to United?
What kind of question are you asking me?
What do you think he can bring to the team?
What kind of question are you asking me?
What do you think you can bring to the team?
What can perfume bring to sheets? There's just no way he doesn't improve us. Even if they want to play him in goal, he improves us. So I don't know.
Don't do my uncle like that, bro. Don't do my uncle like that, bro.
Yeah, like ultimately, Cunha improves us. I think he's a fantastic player. When he came to the Premier League, I just thought this is another Brazilian reject that's coming into the league. Yeah. But the way he's taken to the league and his performances consistently, and it seems to be growing into it. So I don't even think he's reached his ceiling. I just think he's a very good player, and he could make teams that are better than us better. So let alone us. My worry is that other teams come in for him and he comes to us. It'll make me question his mentality. It'll make me question.
Yeah, I like that.
Are you smoking?
Yeah, I like that.
Arsenal, Liverpool just came for you. You're going to United. Why? But he might like a challenge. But yeah, because I'm hopeful he'll come to us. But then I do step back and like, actually, if teams that finish above us come for you,
yeah, why would you?
Why would you come to us?
Yeah, United's obviously, look, I think he plays. He thinks in his head like, I go then I play. If I go to Liverpool and Arsenal, that's a bigger challenge. I'm not promised to play.
Yeah.
And with how we play football right now is exactly how Wolves play football. In his head,
just rubbishly.
No, I mean like in terms of like the formation,
the
system. The system.
Yeah,
in terms of the system. If in his head, I think like I'll fit in. I wouldn't need to go into another team and start adjusting to like, because he probably wouldn't know where they're playing. Because at the moment he plays as a number 10 behind the striker, one of the two number 10. So if he goes to Arsenal, would he be playing up top? Would he play on the wing? Who knows where they're playing him in? The same thing with Liverpool, really. But look, I heard what you're saying. I'm not. This is not me neglecting that. You will question. Like, are you okay with United? But to be fair, he has always been interested in United. Before we was going to buy him off Atletico Madrid, he made it clear he was interested in United, but we didn't buy him there. Because in Atletico, he was a striker and he only...
he didn't pull up no trees.
Yeah, he didn't pull up no trees.
So he pull up no trees.
So I think the timing is just right now. Yeah. And even, I think, was it this summer when, like, it was, like, fans was asking me, you're going to go to United? And saying, like, he made it clear, like, look, United's a big... like United, blah, blah, blah. So it might just be a team that he's always liked, innit? So who knows?
If God wishes that to be the
in
case,
terms of what you said, like,
no.
it will be a great addition, especially, as I said, I think one thing I definitely agree with you. I'm not sure whether we've seen his ceiling because how long this is like his third season in the league now, and I think every season he's just improving more and more. Like last season scored 10 or so. I'm not sure what his total goal contribution was last season. This season scored 15 already,
well, he just got
2 or 3 assists, whatever it is.
Contributions yesterday, just 3 already.
So he gave him points for 2 now.
Is it?
Did he get 2 assists on a goal yesterday?
Yeah, he got 2 assists yesterday.
And we didn't make him captain that day.
It's the devil. It's the devil.
What dumb.
So look, it will be interesting to see how. I hope we get the deal done because I still think it's at risk anyway. Because if the other two still wants you, if there is truth behind,
or anybody wants
anyone else will,
everyone knows what the release clause is.
There's always a risk there because, and I think that's the reason why we're trying to act now because.
It's just freaking media. They can't shut up. Yeah. Can't do deal in silence. Shut up, man.
So we'll see whether we get that over the line or not. Just quick one, what's your thoughts on him as a player? And before we move on,
I'm not gonna go into my thoughts on him as a player. I think I expressed that months ago when I spoke about him and Jesus. Got backlash from my own fan base and whatnot, which is dumb. Matthias Cunha is a good Premier League football player. So man, any club getting him, he'll be a good addition. I think. When I saw the news come out, I was pissed because obviously I want him in it. But I want him for 2 different... So my reason is I want him for squad rotation purposes, innit? Yeah. I think if he goes to United, he's a starter. Yeah. I think if he comes to us, he's like a Trossard. He's a nice rotation. We can start him certain games and play the bench. And then we'll play him as a 9 and we'll play him in the 8 and we'll play him left wing if he comes to us. So, and obviously for us, he'll automatically go into a club that is challenging. That's no disrespect to United, but he will come to Arsenal and straight away. Yeah. We challenge for the league, challenging for the...
but we still challenge.
Yeah.
It's not everything we challenge him, but
it's not challenge, but it's yeah. So if he does go to United, then on a personal level, I'll be pissed because I think he's a good player and I have to watch him play for United. And it's just about, for me, the only question mark I will have is the assimilation into 11 with him and Bruno as 2 10s.
Yeah.
Neither of them are like fantastically mobile and whatnot, although they do put a good shift in and whatnot. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes there. If he does, because your manager might have different ideas and say, you know what, both my strikers are shit. I'm gonna play you as a 9. I'm gonna play Xerxes in behind.
Now, I thought that as well.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if you get him, it'll be interesting to see. But hopefully you don't get him. But if you do, then
I thought that was
because I think we still need a striker.
Yeah, and that's brings me to my next question anyway. But we'll see whether we get him or not. The second player that we've been linked to heavily this week is Delap. Really, I know you've obviously shared your thoughts on Delap. You actually genuinely don't.
I actually don't want him. I
don't know what's talking about there, bro.
I want.
Me and you always agree on stuff. This is the first time we
want him. I just want a striker that just scores.
So what?
Goals.
So what does Liam Delap do? Buy groceries or something?
I want.
He plays for Ipswich. He's back double digits. What are you talking about?
I don't care because he banged up. I want someone that historically. I'll even go and get Lewandowski. I don't care.
You're not buying Lewandowski. Stop it, man. You're not getting Lewandowski.
Go to Kane and pay money.
You're not getting Kane either. Stop it.
I just want someone that scores goals. I don't want up and coming that scored a few goals. I want guaranteed goals.
So
because when the light comes now,
so you want Osimhen.
I'll take him. I'll take him for this fight. I'll take him because when you were telling me I needed a keeper that distributes. You don't remember that when you were telling me that.
But you
do. He can't catch the ball.
That's not my business. I didn't say you need a goalkeeper that can catch the ball.
You forced me to get keeper.
I didn't say that you need a goalkeeper that can catch the ball. And I'm not the one that said you can pay 55 million.
You forced me to get keeper that distributes. Now look at him.
You know what? I forgot. He doesn't have no one to distribute to.
I don't want. I was hoping that just.
Mate, for me. This is you can't lose on this. The release cost is £30 million for Liam Delap.
Okay. Yeah.
English centre forward that scores goals, and he's not just a box player. He can play football. He's technically sound. He come through Man City's academy.
Why
so he
didn't
can
we
play
go
ball.
buy Adebayo? Is it Adebayo or Adebola last season?
What,
from
the Luton one? Yeah, but he
He
ain't good though. But he ain't better than Liam
He's
Delap.
not
What are you
better
talking
than
about?
Liam Delap.
Scored goals.
He ain't better than.
No,
I'm just saying he's fair.
I'm mixed.
I don't get what you're saying.
I don't
get
mixed emotions
I
about
don't
this.
get
I'll be
what
honest
you're
with you.
saying.
Because
Even if he doesn't go to United, let's just say I'm not saying he has to go to United,
Yeah.
but he has to stay in the Premier League
Yeah,
and
he
go
has
to a
to.
club.
100%.
And my argument will be he needs to go to a club that needs goals. Yeah. So whatever team needs goals, West Ham need a number 9. He can go for West Ham. There's teams that need number 9s.
He shouldn't go to West Ham.
Brighton can't rely on Daniel Welbeck at 45 to score goals.
Yeah,
But Liam Delap can go somewhere where they create chances. He's going to put them away. He's a good center. He's going to be England's number 9 in the future. He's going to score goals.
I still don't want him.
I'm mixed about it really because, in one sense, I just want someone established. I've been because of the strikers we bought in the past where they're not ready made, haven't scored goals, and we're suffering for it right now. I just need someone now that can come in and just score.
We ain't scored goals for like 5 years. 5
goals.
Because you haven't gone through that trauma. You can just be saying go.
For goals. But at the same time, I do agree with Ham. He is a talent.
I'm telling you right now, I'll take Liam Delap at Arsenal Football Club.
He is a talent. I'll be honest with you.
I don't get what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I will take it, bro.
Yeah, because you already scored goals.
I'm okay. No, I'm taking, bro.
2 years back to back.
£30 million, bro. I'm taking. I'll sit him on the bench. I'll sit him on the bench.
2 years back to back negative goal difference.
Yeah, no, is the talent out but we've gone wrong with talent before. I'll be honest with you. So
It's football, though. You got to roll the dice.
yeah, but
You
you know
get
what?
right,
You know
you get
what? But you know what I'll
Roll
do
the dice,
though.
so you
But
get
you
right,
know
you
what I'll
get
do? I'll get 2 strikers, bro. I'll be honest.
If you
with
get Cunha and Delap for 90 million, what are we saying? That you got one that can play as a 9,
I'll
one that
take
plays as
2
a 10.
for 90. Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna go. It's 62.5 and 30. It's 92.5 million for both of them. That's their release clause. You just have to pay them wages,
bro.
It's not like you guys have got money in abundance. I don't think that's bad business for United this summer.
We'll sack some more dinner ladies, bro. We'll sack some more dinner ladies.
No, let's just leave it at that anyway.
90 million. Most clubs are paying 90 million for one striker.
We did.
You're speaking from trauma because you look like you want to cry. You're speaking from trauma. That's
Bro.
And also, did you know Fabrizio come out and other man said it's like David Ornstein is David Ornstein. I said David was
Austin is not.
it's not.
No,
It's
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
because he wants the same money that Napoli are paying him.
Yeah,
He's saying
no,
I'm
no,
not.
Yeah.
He shouldn't come to us.
Yeah.
Shouldn't come.
But there is bare strikers out there though.
Yeah, man.
Might not be like top class, but there's strikers out there that are
Strikers,
scoring all
yeah.
around Europe.
The reality, and that's my thing. My thing is that there are strikers everywhere.
There's strikers that are scoring all around
We
Europe.
just need to look at it properly.
Yeah.
And
To
I'm
be
not
honest-
even saying totally no to Delap, but I want us to cast. Don't just say he's English. He's a bam. look.
You know what I think it is though? Because of financial fair play and whatnot, I just think 30 million.
It just screams that.
A player that's played in the league and has scored, what's he got? 11 or 12 for Ipswich in a side that is not brilliant. And the goals he scored haven't been, he's just tapping them in. He scored good goals, good quality goals. He's 30 million. Yeah, Ipswich are better than you, yes, I know. But he scored, it's 30 million. I just think clubs are thinking, we got 30 million.
He's not going to stay.
If he bags 15 for 30 million in the first season. And if he flops, he bags 6 or 7. All right, it's 30. He's English talent. You know you can sell him on, right?
No, but the problem is, like, I get what Ade's saying. I'm not knocking what you're saying because I will take him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will take him
all day long.
But it's because we've been through this, bro. It's like we've been through the talent and then not materializing, and it's the risk of buying another talent not materializing.
You just gotta hope that your coach is a good coach so you can get the best out of him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because you got Amarin in off the back of the fact that he's a good coach. He works with talent.
I don't care.
And look how we got Sporting players.
I don't want to see anybody. I want to person that's going to come and score.
So your ideal signing is who? Because Isak's not happening. So you're saying reunite Amarin Gyökeres. You'd rather go Gyökeres because he's going to guarantee you goals.
Yeah, I want someone that guarantees goals. That's
all right.
Yeah.
And that's going to cost you north of 60 to 70 million to get him in. Which
care.
isn't a bad price point. I'm not saying it's bad.
The reality is, how much did we spend on Højlund?
Yeah, 60, 70.
Yeah, 70 something.
Someone that has scored like 8 goals in his career. That's who went to go and spend 70 million on. So if that's what we're saying, cool. I'm going to spend.
You know what it is? I just think it's the name and the thing, and you got to play for a relegated side that is underwhelming to the mass of United fans. Like,
no,
Liam
I don't even
Delap.
think it's underwhelming.
I think the name is underwhelming.
No,
Liam Delap.
See, as a forward myself, and having seen what I've gone through, so when we started this pod, I've been complaining since we started this pod back in the day that we just don't score enough goals. Yeah. So I just want someone to come out and just blow me away. When I was young,
he was talking about the female women's
exactly.
The female yeah.
But when I was younger, United had 4 strikers and all used to score goals. Yeah. And now I can't.
We can still buy. I don't think we can buy 2 strikers though if you want. But I don't think they'll buy 2. But then another point though is like you want to get an established player to also help Obi out.
Yeah,
that's another point though, isn't it? Because we've got. I don't know whether he will become good or not.
Exactly. We don't even know if he's gonna be good or not.
But
he must become good because everyone said we should start him. So he must become good. They were telling us last month that why isn't he starting? So he must become good.
So you also want like an experienced striker to help him so he can learn feed.
He can learn from Cunha. Cunha's like 26, bro. He can learn from Cunha, bro. Cunha's been at Atletico Madrid. Teach him.
We'll buy Welbeck back.
Wait, look, I'll be honest with you. Due to financial fair play, wherever, if we're limited and we have to get someone, we can't get one of the top ones, then I'll get Rory. Really.
The fact is,
not Rory. That's Daddy.
You're
on long throw.
Liam.
No, the fact is he improves our forward line. That's just the reality of it. Me wanting him is different to whether or not he improves our line, and he does improve us.
All right, cool. In terms of like United fans, listeners, or any other fans, let us know what you think. Do you think Cunha would be a great addition, and would you take Liam Delap?
I'm gonna run a poll.
If you're not gonna take Delap, run a poll. If you don't want Delap, be realistic though. Name a striker that you think United should go after, and if you do have like extensive knowledge in football, we'll be interested to hear strikers that everyone else is not shouting about. So let's hear that.
I guarantee they won't be better than my boy Liam Delap.
Cool. We talked about Bilbao already. Adi, how do you see the first leg going?
Well, where aren't we?
Where way?
I'll take a 1-0 loss. I'll take that because they don't concede. They've conceded the least in the Liga this season. I'll take a 1-0 loss.
Huh? What do you reckon? What's the prediction?
Yeah, I think Bilbao will edge it. I don't think it will be mad. I'll give Ade maybe 1-0. Yeah. I think they'll edge it. I think they'll edge the game and they'll have more chances. They'll create more chances and they'll probably take one of them. I don't think they're overly prolific in front of goal either. So, and like you said, I think you said Nico might touch and go over Nico plays or whatnot in it. So that
I'm
takes
not sure
away
if he even played this week.
Yeah, so that takes away from their creative.
I don't think.
From their creative element. But yeah, I think they'll nick it. I think they'll shade the game, and then it's all to play for at Old Trafford in the second leg.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I agree with both of you. 1-0 or 2-1. I think it might be roughly 2-1. It would be nice to get something there, just as like a boost.
It'd be nice for it to be a draw on a neutral perspective.
Yeah. So we'll see how we get on. Lastly, let's get on to your boys. Arsenal. You obviously played Palace. Don't really want to go into. It wasn't a great game for like Arsenal. Really, I'm sure. I'm not from like an outsider watching in. I honestly think like half of the mind is in the Champions League. Like they're just trying to ride a wave. Like and it's hard. Like mentally, as a footballer, knowing very well we've already lost the league. And like we've never won the big trophies in European football before. There's like, if I was in their position, bro, like if I'm in a match, I'm just there for being there, just to say I'm just taking register because
I'm just here to get paid, guys.
Yeah, like really and truly, I'm not saying that's what they should be doing because they should be professionals and try and win games. Don't get me wrong, but it's hard as a footballer to like get yourself up for those type of games when you know you got a bigger game coming up and you've got as much chance as every other team in that competition to win it. So look, that wasn't a great game. I think one thing that's not great for you is like Saliba once again with an error, and you don't want that to trickle into that next Tuesday, or was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm playing the game, so that's also not great. And there was a point where, and this is why sometimes it is not great to have that mentality because Palace had the ball for a while and it was troubling you for a while. PSG has great talent, as we spoke about previously, and if you were gonna like go into like your show, you will get punished by those players. So that's why it won't do well for your confidence going into those games. But at the same time, they also drew and lost as well.
Yeah, they drew and lost.
So I think
both teams are coming into it.
Yeah, both teams are, and I think definitely the same.
We beat Real Madrid,
and they're probably thinking the same. Really, they're probably thinking we've won this league already. Like we've never won the European. This is like we got as much chance as everyone. So they might have the exact same mindset as you guys. So what you going into the game? You can touch on Palace game if you want. Go into the PSG game. What you expecting? What you looking for from the players?
No, I thought the Palace game, for me personally, I would never want to excuse the boys and say they had one eye on the Real Madrid. I mean, on the PSG game. But I'm human, innit? So I get, and I know Arteta and the coaching staff would have done everything to get them to focus on the Palace game. This is the bigger game. Mathematically, you can still win the league and so on and so forth. But once again, they're human, innit? So I still think the level that we're at, we still done enough to win the football game. Because Saliba don't make that mistake, we win the game 2-1, innit? So the one thing that was missing from us was speed and intensity. That game was played in gear 2. And the reason being is probably a lot of the boys probably did think the injury record we had this season and the rate we've been getting injured, I'm not trying to chance it in this game. So let me just go through the gears. But I honestly believe, Ade, correct me if I'm wrong, I honestly believe if you play games and you don't go full out, that's when you get injured. Like when you start to like, okay, let me pull out and stuff, someone to hit you and they will hurt you more than if you just both went into the tackle and whatnot. So that's why I don't like the mentality of, let me just coast through this game and whatnot. So I'm sure Arteta would have roasted them in the changing room because, there's paying fans that still came to watch that game. And the standards that we're trying to get to is that place where no matter where we go, we could go play Torquay United away or Real Madrid at home. The standards and levels still have to be at ultimate eye with the application. I'm not saying that the result has to be, but the application has to be A1 all the time. 100%. We can't say, okay, cool, Palace at home, we're going to put in a 5 out of 10 effort. But when PSG come on Tuesday, we'll go in 10 out of 10. So that was my disappointment from the side looking in. But like I said, once again, I'm human, so I get it from the boys. Thought we done enough. Saliba making another mistake, that can happen. I'm not going to kill him for that. He knows he has to go back to David Raya there. Odegaard's being pressed. They're trying to overload 2-on-1. It's working. Odegaard's literally telling him, go back to Odegaard because Mateta's pressing me. He doesn't listen. Same again, it's just lack of focus. I was telling this, Saliba had an interview in February or March where they asked him about, how you getting on. You're in all, because ever since Saliba's burst onto the scene, team of the year, player, blah, 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 blah. And he said this is the first season he's had where it hasn't been my best season. And he was honest, innit? And the one thing that I took from it is that he said, what do you need to improve on? He said, because Gabriel's been amazing. And for me, I think it's just, I need to concentrate more and just focus more. And the 2 errors that he's made back to back is him not focusing and losing concentration, which you don't attribute with Saliba because we look at him as a Rolls Royce because he doesn't make errors. He doesn't really very rarely make mistakes, innit? So if he is going to make it, please make it when we're 4-1 up against Real Madrid and when it's Palace at home and the league is done. But come Tuesday, have your A game on. And leading on to Tuesday's game, I don't want to speak on too much because we spoke about it last week. But same again for me. I think it's just dependent on the midfield decision, which for me, I think Trossard has played his way into the first 11 now. The performances he's had, he got a goal again the other day. So I think he's played himself into I'm going to have to start Gaffer. So that means you're going to have to play Mourinho centre mid. I know Mourinho up top worked against Real Madrid, but Partey's not here. So your options for midfield is you're not going to put Zinni in there against PSG. You're not going to do that. And I very much doubt that Mikel's got the balls to play Miles in there. As I'm saying, he's so green in PSG at home. I don't think he does. If he does that, I'll be happy. But I don't think he does. So I think he plays Mourinho in there. But if he plays Mourinho in there, now the other knock-on effect is Rice has to play as a 6. Then Mourinho has to go play the offensive 8. Mourinho's not going to get about the pitch and have the legs that Deck has. Do you know what I'm saying? So Partey's suspension is just fucking annoying, bro. Because it's just the domino effect that it has. It means I have to play someone else in midfield, then I have to move them to a 6.
Who do you play, though? If it was your
isn't.
choice. If it was your choice, who do you play?
Yeah, Mourinho got to go in there. Mourinho goes in there with Rice and thingy. And for me personally, maybe I don't go with the one. Maybe I play a double pivot and I play Mourinho flat with Rice and just play Odegaard in front of them and whatnot. Whereas I think Arteta will still stick to the Rice as a 6 and then Odegaard and Mourinho and whatnot. So that's the big decision he's got to make. And like I said, I think the midfield battle will be where the game is won and lost on Tuesday, not the tie, just on Tuesday. Yeah. And I think if we allow Vitinha to get on it and start dictating it, then it might become a problem because their rotations is what's going to cause us a problem. And it's going to be interesting to see what we do. I don't think we go man for man. We done man for man against Man City away, but Rob Holding was playing that day and we got absolutely annihilated. But I think for PSG, I thought what Liverpool done in the second leg was better, where they kind of waited for them, and then when they had the ball, they done what they need to do on it. I don't think we should go man for man. What I say is, I think if Dembele comes off the line or Carrasquilla comes off the line or Doué comes on, it's just got to be pass him on. Just pass him on. I don't want Miles
dragging.
Yeah, I don't want that because if it's not worked on properly, Martinelli won't know the trigger to come back where he's got to go and fill in for Miles at left back. So it's just got to be communication at all-time high, pass him on, because they rotate a lot more than we do. When we play, it's literally Saka right wing, Martinelli left wing, Odegaard's pulling out to the right a lot more and whatnot. We don't really rotate. Everyone else behind them rotates. That's why we play such beautiful football, everyone else. So for us, it's going to have to be communication at all-time high and just pass them on. Just pass them on, please. That's for me anyway. I don't want to see us go man for man across the pitch everywhere and whatnot, especially what they do up top. But it'll be an interesting game. Everyone, please bring their A game. And I do think we'll get a result. Whether it's 1-1 or we nick a 2-1. But I think we'll get a result and it will all to play for at their ground. But I just can't wait for the lineup to come out because I do want to see what Mikel does.
I think one thing, like I was just looking at the team, I think that my struggle with set pieces, they're a small team. And the keepers sometimes can be shaky when it's coming out because they are a small team and Arsenal's obviously physically
we're a dominating team in the air.
Dominating team in the air. I don't want to say
we're dominating the air.
Team in the air. So so I do think they might struggle with that.
That's our weapon. We have to use it.
And I think you got to take. I'm sure. So with knowing the type of manager Arteta is.
Every advantage we're going to do.
Yeah, he goes into every little detail, so I'm sure he will recognise the fact that they are a small team, so you can potentially capitalise on that. So every set pieces, and
give your score from one the other day.
Yeah, so you just got to make sure you try and capitalise. But when the ball's on the ground, I do think they are going to get that. I think they are going to be the one dominating the ball on the ground in terms of possession without. Because I don't think you understand how important Partey is. I do think even his presence sometimes is bigger than Odegaard's presence in that middle of the park.
Partey is everything for us.
Him picking up the ball from the defense. Sometimes he can carry it out, drive outs, or sometimes it's just one pass that beats 3-4 players. That is you can't buy. It's hard to buy those kind of players. So
that's why I give him another contract, please.
Yes, I do think
fucking taking so long.
Him missing it is gonna be key to how you play because I don't see Rice doing that. Rice can only potentially just carry it out in terms of the passes. It's not gonna be as intricate as Thomas.
Yeah, Rice will be super important in terms of screening Saliba and Kivior and intercepting. That's what he's brilliant at.
Yeah,
so
and in terms of
him going in there will be brilliant.
Odegaard, and I wouldn't even want to see Odegaard coming deep to get the ball. You're not going to get the best out of him in that position.
He's going to do that though.
Yeah, but
he's going
to do that. But I honestly don't. Who does he now give it to? Then?
I don't mind that when he does that because I feel secure when he's on the ball though. So I'd rather he have it.
No, he can definitely do that. But it's just who's the next man then. So let's see if he's just pulling going to Saka all the time, and that's going to be another challenge there. Mendes, I know we talked about him doing well against Salah. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on against, and you know what Bukayo's like, and it don't really matter who it is. You already know what he's going to do. You just can't stop him. So
you're getting cooked.
So that's going to be interesting, and I think the other side will be interesting for you guys as well. The wingers, I just said, you touched on it. Them and just switching position. Those three up top. Whether you guys, if you play man to man, you're all right. There's gonna be a hole somewhere eventually if you keep doing that.
Boys keep moving.
If you just pass them on, then you should be good. Just keep the shape. I think that's more important than anything. So we'll see how that goes, man.
That's the first thing I'm looking for. As soon as the lineup comes out, is it Due or Barcola? And then who do we go in the middle of the park? Those are the two main big decisions. I think everyone else is fully fit for them. I think they've rested a lot. They played some of their players, but I think they're all fully fit. So it'll be interesting to see.
They played their first team on side.
Yeah.
Was it Saturday and Friday?
I know Luis Enrique. I love managers. Tried to play it down and said we had 100 chances, we just didn't score. We lost the game 3-1, but it's fine. Tuesday night, we have all those chances. We'll put them away. We won't lose the game. I love the mind games.
Cool. Are there anything else you want to touch on in the game before we?
No, I'm looking forward to it. As I said, it's unfortunate it's going to this stage, but I do respect the way Arsenal play. And that's why I was so disappointed when they played Palace. But they'll be up for it. I reckon they'll be up for it.
Yeah, the boys will be up for it.
Yeah, it just depends on personnel and how the managers approach it. But it should be a very lively game.
I'm not sure if you look into omens, but your women's team beat Real Madrid. Then they play the French team. They're now being the French team.
It's match up Leon, isn't it?
I'm not sure if anyone's much interested in that, but hey, we'll see in it if the men's team can do the same. Hopefully not.
We'll be back here next week Sunday.
One last bit before we jump off the Real Madrid saga. What did you guys take on it? They're just acting like the mob right now, bro. Like, I feel like they're doing it because they feel like they can get away with stuff. That's just as simple as that. Like, they feel like they can get away with things, bro. I don't like Atletico getting involved, bro. But I don't understand why other team getting involved for. What are you even gonna do about it? Like, they're probably one of the biggest team in the world, bro. What are you gonna do about it? Yes, you can make noise about it. There's nothing anyone can do about it, but it does put a lot of pressure on the ref. And I think I didn't watch the game yesterday because I didn't get the chance to, but they need to calm down.
The lead up. I think the lead up to it.
I think it's now trickling down to the players now thinking they can do absolutely anything now.
100%.
My man was before the game was saying that his son was at school. They're calling him he's saying your dad's a thief.
Oh,
the ref's emotional. He's saying
the ref looked like he was gonna cry.
Yeah, he's like my son. They're telling him at school that his dad's a thief. It's because of a game. Yeah, and that's before the game even kicks off. And why are Real Madrid feeling like they can just say, we're not gonna play a game? We've allowed them too much. All that not going to Ballon d'Or because you're played in. Shut up, bro. Yeah. Stop being stupid. Calm down.
They're just
because when you're winning
muscle.
stuff, when you're not meant to be winning stuff, you're going. You don't say, "Oh, we're not gonna come for that." So,
definitely.
Yeah, they're just.
They're really trying to. This season, especially, they're trying to flex their muscle. And I don't think so much about it's also knowing that we've got the superstars as well. We've got the superstar names. These are the players that all the young kids or want to come out and see. They're really, really trying to flex their muscle, but it's got to calm down a bit. But yeah,
doing all of that to win nothing this season.
Mind them.
They're gonna win nothing.
So much noise
to win nothing. So what? Yeah,
let's. Bro, Rudiger tried to dash the ice at the referee, bro.
Imagine that. Bro. No, they need to ban him.
What they gonna start? That's what the federation have to start handing out lengthy bans. Like Vinicius and Lucas Vazquez. I don't know why they didn't get red cards, but when the referee didn't give the foul, not penalty, they didn't give the foul because they felt that my man elbowed the Barcelona player. But Vasquez and Vinicius almost went into, halfway into the pitch. It's unacceptable. You're subs, bro. Why are you coming onto the pitch? And then Rudiger's having to be held back because he's taking off the strapping of the ice and trying to chuck it. And then what kind of fuggery is that, bro? Yeah. What kind of fuggery is that? So until the federation starts saying, you know what, 5-game ban, 10-game ban or something, then
it needs to be firm. It needs to be firm because
nothing's got to change. But big up Lamine Yamal because that's the last. We got to end on that because he's trophy cabinet. My man is 17, 18, bro. He's almost won one of almost everything. If he wins the Champions League this year, my man's clock football. All he's got to do is just win the World Cup and then that's it. Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Bro, win the World Cup and go to bed.
It's bedtime.
But he's ridiculous. Yeah. And then his tweet after was perfect. He said, bro, They score 1, they score 2, they score 3. We always beat Real Madrid.
Oh, why? That's what I didn't see that.
We always beat Real Madrid. We always beat Real Madrid. But it was a fantastic game, though. It was a fantastic game. Yeah,
I'll go. I was upset anyway because Real Madrid, because I'm a Madrid fan, so I didn't even bother watch it. But I was watching the boxing, so I didn't go back and watch the highlights after the boxing. Just one last bit. Just got reminded about it, but I didn't really want to touch on it because I don't want to act as if I know much about women's football. But obviously it has been a major talking point throughout this week with Eni Aluko's comment against Ian Wright. She was basically trying to say he's dominating the women's space, which I don't personally. If you ask me, that's not down to him. That's down to the broadcaster, right?
100%.
They're the one hiring him. Ian Wright's come out and she did apologize after saying that. He's come out saying
Unc said,
I don't
F your apology.
He's not accepting the apology. Look, I don't want us to go into too much detail. Either you have a bit more like knowledge of women's football than us anyway, so you can go into a bit more details if you want to go into more detail. But for you, Ham, in regards to like the actual statement, and let's just be specific because we don't have like we don't have we're only going by what we know in it. We don't have the knowledge in women's football. What do you think of the statement and Ian Wright's response? Do you think he needed to respond or?
Firstly, I've been saying this for years. Whoever a hairdresser is needs to be fired. Her hair is always shit,
bro. Not proper.
So I can't take her seriously. I can't take her seriously off the rip.
I've been saying it for years.
And she's one of the few black women representation we have on telly. You need to do a better job, love. All right, you need to do a better job first and foremost. I thought the statement, what she said about Ian Wright, was bang out of order. Bang out of order. Because for a league, and Ade's going to touch on it, but for someone, they're trying to build awareness of women's football, So of course you're going to put a face that we all can relate to. We all know Ian Wright is a massive, massive advocate for women's football.
Massive.
So how can you now say that he is dominant? How would you go for it? And why would that not be a conversation that I'm sure Ian Wright is accessible to anyone that's in the game? She could have had that conversation with him behind closed doors and said, I'm not getting these opportunities, blah, 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 or what do you think I could do, and so on and so on. I just don't think that when it comes to us, I don't think we should be outing each other publicly like that. We already have enough battles to fight rather than saying, oh, Ian Wright is dominating the women's space. No, Ian Wright is putting a shining light on the women's space. And that's what we should be championing. Because how many other ex-pros, how many other ex-England internationals that have played for top club like Arsenal Football Club are championing women's football, talking about the Premier League, the WSL, talking about them in Champions League and so on. And England women,
he chimes in.
Yeah,
everything that happened.
Yeah, and lastly, like, big up Unks about your apology, man. F your apology and take that to the hairdressers, man.
No, it's facts. It's facts. What Ham said, first thing, her hair. I've been saying it for years. Man.
You know when she gets on, you know I can't take her seriously.
No, but she must not have friends.
That's not.
She must not have friends. I've been saying this for years as well. She must not have friends. Well, that is wild. And that's me looking as a man. I'm like,
trust me,
a bit wild. But yeah, I just think she was upset and she didn't really think through what she was saying. And that's the problem. I don't think everyone should get internet. Everyone should not have access to internet, because just because you're upset doesn't mean you should say stuff. No. And especially, I think it's even worse because she said a name, and the name you said was totally wrong. If you just say it generally, cool. You can hide
like
around
men are
that,
dominating the women's division.
Cool, we can take that. But then when you call somebody that is actively championing women's football and standing up for women's football, when people talk down on it, you're never going to win that.
You got pricks like Joey Barton saying that they shouldn't even have a voice. They shouldn't even have the game. They shouldn't even have the sport. That's your battle, but fight that battle over there, bro.
And the thing is, a mix is good, right? And that's why we have female commentators in the male game. A mix is good. Yeah. So are you saying we should just everyone stick to what they want to stick to, which you don't benefit from? Yeah. You get me? So sometimes just calm down. Don't use the fact that you're upset. And just,
So we got female like hosts and collaborators and commentators. And I love Kate Abdu from CBS. And I think Dalglish's daughter does a great job for Sky Sports when she's on there. Gabby Logan on BBC. I think there's bare women that speak on the men's sport.
Respect them.
And I never look at them and think, oh, they shouldn't be in here. I've got no issues with that. They're shining a light on it. And Ian Wright's just the wrong person. That's just like they say.
And I think that's probably the main thing, innit? Obviously, don't let us speak about her hair. Let's leave it. But I do think Ian Wright, he is like the wrong person. But that's like that's the people's champion here, right?
That's everybody's uncle.
man.
That, bro,
That's everybody's
that's what I'm
uncle.
saying.
No matter who
Whether you support Arsenal or not, that's everybody's uncle.
that's everybody's. Bro, Ian Wright is gonna be. He's one of those individuals that must be protected at all costs.
He's a national treasure.
Treasure, but
It's a national treasure,
and I
bro.
think you used the wrong person. And we all know he's a big advocate for women's football. We know what he's done. A lot of things came out this week in regards to what he's done and supporting someone with like
injury.
Bro, and the stuff that he does that he doesn't bring to the light, you know.
Yeah,
bring
that
to the
people
light.
have now brought out to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So I think and the last bit I just wanted to bring touch on is that I was obviously I'm not gonna lie sit and as if I have like extensive knowledge on women's football. I don't. But there was a reporter on Talksports. I think her name is Catherine Barte. I don't know what newspaper, but I think she came out and just basically said, "Look, it's not true. That it is her saying that Ian Wright is dominating the women's space is absolutely not true. What she's saying is that Ian Wright has only done one women's Premier League, I think he's done one game." And he's only really on the England game.
Yeah, I see him on the England game.
Yeah, that's it. And she's saying in terms of that, he had and England plays what? How many times a year?
Yeah.
And if he's done one Premier, how many games is the Women's Premier League? So how can you possibly say he's dominating? That she said it's just not true whatsoever.
She's fighting her own demons.
So it's just
she was upset and she just went. She went off
and
on
I think she just. But look. She's apologized to him. Ian Wright said, look, and for me personally, I think he has every right to say I don't accept your apology because he's hurt. Like, and you can tell there's more to it because Ian Wright said in his statement, look, you know what I've done for you personally. I've come out publicly like to support you and everything. So he knows his reasons why he didn't. He's not accepting it. But look, it is what it is, man.
Everyday peace.
Yeah, man. Sometimes stand no violence, man.
Yeah, man.
Cool. But look, that's our last. We didn't want to finish on a bad note, but that's the blame our what would we call our guy our producer. Blame our producer. Our producer.
The EP.
The EP. We forgot something, so he had to message me as a reminder. But look, thanks for tuning in. Please comment on the channel. Let us know what your thoughts on base. We've had a few heated conversations today, so it'll be interesting to get a lot of your thoughts on it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you do want a PlayStation or want to win a monetary amount of the PlayStation. And yeah, we'll be back next week. We out. Peace.